for those of you who aren't aware, we're going to look at Romans chapters 3, 5, 6, and 8, and really predominantly 3, 5, and 6. So no wonder Christians are so hung up on this book, because this is the book where we get the most meaty, most thoroughly developed content on this stuff. And if you don't already know this, what I'm going to highlight for us over and over again is how outdated this way of thinking is. But this is what people are working with. So this is how people think about God. This is how people think about humans. This is why I don't like to talk about the topic of sin. It's just because it's all so outdated, in my very strongly biased and not terribly humble opinion. Okay, so the first one we're talking about here is a judicial model. So in other words, the language that you'll hear in it sounds like he's in a courtroom or something like that. It's this: somebody has done something wrong. So you can see how sin is discussed then, right? The sentence, if you will, is death. And what is really interesting is nowhere in Paul's letters, even when this kind of framework comes up, is it clear if it's a physical, like, put you to death sentence, right? Or are we talking eternal life, not getting to have eternal life? So you are death, like your life is ended when you die, and that's it. And the thing is, Paul doesn't ever make that clear. And I think that's an important thing to think about, because he doesn't actually mean the death penalty, but he's working with a guy's death. He's working with a guy's execution, right? So he needs a guy's execution by the hand of the state or the hand of the Roman Empire to work in this puzzle that he's got going on, okay? So it requires death as a punishment, whatever that means, right? Whatever we're supposed to take from that. And so how is it that Jesus addresses that problem of our sin? We have earned, or we deserve, death, right? That's what our sin has drummed up for us, is a penalty of death. How does Jesus fix that? Well, Jesus's death is on our behalf. So this is the penalty or the punishment of death that we deserve. He takes on himself instead. This is similar to the substitutionary atonement, but we're going to get to the atonement model in a minute. So if you think about someone carrying out your sentence for you instead, that's what we're talking about, right? And so that's what Jesus's execution on the cross essentially is supposed to stand in for. And what is our role? We simply accept it. I think that's really important to just pause and reflect on for a minute. This is what's so fascinating to me that I didn't ever stop to think about while I was actively being an evangelist. Everything about this is beliefs and thoughts. It's not about what you're doing in the world. And that's why it worked for Paul. Like, that's why it worked. That's why, I mean, I'm skipping ahead to other content right now, but that's why the Roman Empire was able to embrace the religion that is focused on one of the people they executed. Because Paul's models of salvation don't have anything to do with fixing stuff in this world. It's all about a spiritual, mental game. What do you believe? Right? Do you believe the right things? Have you said the right words?